Hey guys, Maryam here. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to take myself and turn myself into a classic Halloween character, the zombie. This zombie has some peeling flesh. It's got some deteriorating features. It's very hungry. And if you don't hit that subscribe button, this zombie is going to dissipate into nothingness. So remember to subscribe, comment down below, and let's get to this tutorial. The Zombie 2019. Here we come. Wig cap is on, my face is slightly lifted. I need a little facelift for this zombie makeup tutorial. Oh wait, that's actually my botched makeup tutorial if you haven't seen that one. It's up here for you guys. It's a great one. Anywho's, the first thing that I'm gonna do is take some witch hazel. This is Lee's witch hazel. He swears by it. And I'm just gonna cleanse my skin, get rid of any oils, any dirt. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want my liquid latex to adhere to my skin and not to my oils. So clearly I have to get rid of my oils in order for it to adhere well. Oh, next for the liquid latex, I'm gonna be using the one from Ben Nye. This is perfect for zombie-like makeup because it actually gives you a very crinkled, very decaying, and aging sort of skin effect. Oh look, it even comes out kind of aged and decayed. It smells disgusting, by the way. Not really sure where I want to apply the liquid latex, but I did do a little face chart slash mapping out of what my makeup will hopefully look like. So I'm trying to do some sort of a decaying, blistering, peeling skin situation here on the forehead and on the nose, and maybe a little bit around the cheekbone, but we'll see. I haven't really figured it out. So I know for sure that I want my liquid latex to go on my forehead. At this point, it seems like it's pretty dry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting it on and kind of just blending with my finger. Also gonna apply some to my nose, in between my brows. At this point, the liquid latex should dry. Once it's dry, you can add another layer for a more multi-dimensional effect, or you can just work with one layer. I haven't decided what I want to do yet, so let me let this dry and I'll be right back. So now that the liquid latex is clear, you can tell that it is now dry. I'm gonna take some tweezers and I'm gonna start creating holes in this latex, kind of like that. So basically lifting up certain parts of the latex. This is so crazy. And basically I'm gonna create the effect of gaping holes. This is what's gonna give that decayed skin texture. In the parts where the liquid latex layers are doubled or tripled, it'll be a little bit harder for you to create a rounded hole, but it's okay if it creates some sort of a sticky situation because that'll actually add to the decaying, dead looking texture. And try not to make these holes too uniform. Definitely try to vary them in size and in shape so that it looks a little bit more believable and realistic. I'm also gonna peel back some of the latex here around the nose to literally look like my skin that's peeling off, and also around the eye socket area. Careful here to also just pinch the latex and not your actual skin. I'm actually just gonna do this with my nail. Seems like it's a lot safer than this very sharp tweezer. All right, I'm gonna create the same effect here. There we go. That looks like a nice gaping hole. Oh yeah, that's hot. Oh yeah. So it looks like a good enough effect for me for this current moment. Observe, appreciate, study. Next thing I'm gonna do is apply my foundation. I'm gonna be using this JOUER Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation in the shade Cameo, which is very, very pale. I'm also going to mix that with a little bit of this green makeup cream from RUBIE'S, and I'm also gonna scrape up a little bit of white from this Makeup Forever palette. And basically, I'm gonna start adding this mixture all over my face. This foundation is super duper full coverage, so it's actually perfect for Halloween, and it layers great over that liquid latex. Much better than cream foundations. I'm just getting rid of any flesh tone color from my face. I'm not going over the entire liquid latex area with the skin texture, just going over the borders and kind of blending that into my skin, going over the brows, and making sure that everything looks seamless. This This effect is already very cool and very zombie-like. I'm gonna cover up my neck and also my chest. I already have my costume on just because I'm gonna be adding a lot of different products such as fake blood, and I don't wanna ruin my costume when I pull it over my face. That's a good thing to remember when doing Halloween costume makeup. Apply your costume first. You guys always ask me to show you my Asian glow whenever I get it on camera, and I only get it when I'm drinking wine. Perhaps this is a wine that I'm allergic to, but oh well. It's gonna help me get through this Halloween look. This is looking a little too glued on, so I'm gonna remove some of this liquid latex border here to make it look like that. All right, we'll fix that later. So after you've laid down the foundation, you wanna go in with creams and chisel out your features to make them look a little bit more dead and more defined to represent a skeleton or bones. So I am gonna be using this Makeup Forever Flash palette. This one's been around forever. I'm gonna take a synthetic brush like this, dip it into some black, and then going back into this mixture that I created here with the green and with the foundation, creating sort of a very dirty sort of effect. I'm gonna start hollowing out my cheeks, basically just feeling my bone structure and applying shadow wherever I have any type of soft area. So kind of around the temples, underneath the cheekbones, right here, around the eye, hollowing out this whole eye socket area. Also adding a little bit of shadow right here around the mouth, and of course underneath the jaw. And I'm also gonna darken my nose. Basically, I am mapping out my face at this moment, hollowing out all the areas that I want to be receded so that my face takes on its most boniest appearance. My lips were looking a little too red and they were throwing me off. Much better. So now I'm just gonna take a damp sponge and work everything into the skin, into the foundation, and blend, blend, blend. I'm not really so much worried about the eye area just yet. Just darkening all of those areas that we typically highlight. Right here under the eye, around the eye socket, underneath the brow. All right, I feel like it's sort of starting to take shape just a little bit. Now, I am going to grab my powder, Maybelline Master Fix by Face Studio. I love this powder. It's a really, really great drugstore powder that I always forget about, but I need to stop neglecting it. Actually, a really great product. I'm gonna take just a little bit on a brush and just tap that over those areas of foundation. Also gonna set my neck. My neck is looking really, really clean compared to this face. I'm gonna need to figure out a little something with my costume to masquerade the whole thing. Next thing I'm gonna do is get a little brush like this one. This is basically from a face painting synthetic brushes set. You can get it on Amazon. I'm listing and linking everything down below as always. I'm not really sure which black I want to use, whether I want to use a liquid or a cream, so I'm going to use both. I'm grabbing this Makeup Forever Aqua XL creamy, liquidy sort of paint. And I'm also gonna be using the black from this palette here. They sort of just have different textures, so I wanna play around and see which one works best. I am going to start coloring inside of these awesome holes that I created. First by adding black, just pushing it under that skin. The further you push, the better it'll look. I actually got this idea from another video that I watched, which I will also link down in my description. The girl who taught me this technique actually created it on her hand and it looks so cool. That was the video that finally inspired my zombie look. You don't necessarily need to fill in the hole all the way, but what looks really cool is if you push the color further underneath the latex. That way you'll actually get a sense of decay from within, which to me looks really wicked. Also gonna, careful not to get that on top of the latex. Still want that to look like skin, but it's okay if you do. You can always cover that up with foundation later. Doing the same thing here on my cheeks. Trying to keep very neat. This would probably be much easier to do on someone else or even on your hand. Doing this on yourself in the mirror is a little bit challenging. Well, that is looking rather gross, my goodness. Same thing here, and just pushing that color underneath that latex. Ooh, I have multiple holes happening here, so this is gonna look wicked. This is gonna be so good. Also gonna push some black around the edges, right here around the nose. Blending out with your finger if you mess up. That's good. Next, I'm gonna pick up this Ben Nye Bruise Wheel. You can probably get this one at any Halloween store. And starting with the yellow shade, I'm gonna start adding that right on top of the black. Also kind of using my finger to blend it out. Also pushing underneath and just giving that flesh a very disturbing, decayed looking appearance. Around the edges, if you have any rough edges to your liquid latex, you can also apply the yellow to make it look like a bruise, and also using your finger to help blend that out. Definitely feel like I need some yellowing around here, also around here, and around the temples. Cool thing about zombie makeup is that you absolutely do not need to be precise with it. It's all about layering colors and making it look deadly and sick. Next, I think I want to add a little bit of purple to create more of a sick bruised look. If something is looking a little too green or too yellow, just be sure to add some purple. Noticing this here is looking just a little too green yellow. Adding more purple. I actually find that blending out with your finger for Halloween is so much easier than blending out with a sponge. It actually also helps to warm up the product and make it blend better with your foundation or with your skin. Next, I'm gonna do the same thing with the red. You know that red is definitely gonna add an element of gore to this whole thing. That's actually gonna make it look like flesh, like raw meat. Adding that all over my nose, which is also sort of making it look like a skeleton. I'm gonna add that to these big parts right here. Getting there. So now for the eyes. I'm gonna start by priming my lids as I always do with my Fenty Beauty primer. I'm gonna apply that straight to the lids. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want this makeup to last, especially if I'm gonna be going to a costume party. Next, I'm gonna take a dark crayon type of pencil. This one is from Laura Mercier in the shade Tuxedo. I'm gonna cover up most of my movable lid, not staying neat. This isn't a beauty tutorial. We are all about the rough lines and edges. Add some to the bottom lid as well. Don't worry if you think that this is looking just a little too makeup-y. I'm gonna fix it in just a sec. I'm gonna take that same smudgy brush that I used for the contour of my face. I'm gonna smudge out that crayon. Kind of like that. Now, if at any point you feel like you've removed any makeup, and in doing this tutorial, you will definitely feel like you're removing a lot of makeup because it's just so many steps and so many layers, don't be afraid to go back in and add some more wherever you feel that it needs it. Now, I want this black to kind of fade into my skin, so I don't want any precise edges here. So I'm gonna use my fingers and also the brush to kind of lift and blend it out. Next, I'm gonna go in with the black shadow, this one here from the MAC palette, and just seal that movable lid in place. If you feel like you have any creasing, make sure that you get rid of the creasing before you seal it with shadow. Otherwise, you will seal in the creases, and that's gonna look like bad makeup, not like Halloween makeup. Also, don't worry so much about it looking very neat and like a smoky eye. That's not really the effect that we're going for here. So this is the time when you actually don't need to worry about blending. Also gonna seal that crayon in the lower lash line. You also don't have to worry about fallout. The more fallout, the better. The smokier, rather the dirtier the zombie makeup will appear. And the dirtier it is, the more realistic. So now I'm just gonna take the opposite end of that same brush, a fluffy side. I'm gonna gently smudge out that black shadow into my eyebrow, all around my brow bone, and also meeting right here with that temple bruise. Also gonna add a little bit of black right here and along the hairline, and also here under the cheekbone. Still keeping it smudgy, still keeping it kind of dirty. Not forgetting the lower lash line. Not really sure what I'm doing at this point, but it's kind of satisfying, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Basically, I'm just dirtying up the skin, making it look a little bit less perfect, a little bit more dingy, bruised, sickly, and unhuman-like. So I'm gonna take a wine matte eyeshadow and basically go around the edges of this whole black smoky eye. I'm using the Natasha Denona All Matte Safari palette, this one right here, but of course you can use anything that you have. See, the trick that I'm doing here is I'm actually darkening this whole entire eye socket area to make it look more like a skeleton. So although this is a zombie look, the shape of the design is still very Skeletora. Obviously, these eye sockets aren't anatomically correct. They're much larger than my actual eye sockets, but I'm not trying to get a role on The Walking Dead or anything. Definitely think I need a little bit more black right here just to emphasize this sickly under eye. Okay, wine time. I gave my Asian glow enough time to rest. Now we're gonna resurrect it. Not really sure what I want to do with the mouth just yet, but I'm thinking I really don't need these eyebrows. Why are they on my face? I'm gonna go back to my foundation concoction. I'm gonna negate some of that brow. It's also gonna act as a brow bone. Not gonna glue it down. I don't really think that's necessary. Just want them to be less brow-like. Even this is better than what I had before. And I'm gonna add some of that Maybelline powder on top. Where was I? I just had dinner. I had some more wine. This is one of those tutorials that's taking me all day. I am completing it in pieces and I'm enjoying the process. Cheers, bitches. That said, I finally figured out what I want to do with the mouth, and it is the following. I'm going to take a little bit more of that Ben Nye liquid latex. I've actually never applied it over existing makeup, so hopefully this will work out. And basically what I'm going to do is extend this piece that I have here to the top lip and also to the nose. Also over here to the cheek, trying to create this negative space for a very disturbing, drooping, melting, rotting mouth. So I'm just adding this piece on top over here. That's hot. While it's drying, I'm gonna work on the blood. Got several types of blood here. I have a very dripping type vampire blood. It looks like this. I also have a jelly paste type of blood, which actually looks like aged blood. Perfect for scabs. And then I have a very liquidy type of blood. So this would probably be really good for splatters. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of all of them, starting with the scab. Oh, that is so creepy. Gonna work that on my palette. Wow. And with a little Q-tip, I'm basically just going to start adding that scabby type of blood to the borders of my wounds or my gashes. Wow. This is gonna make those gashes look a little bit more realistic. Part right here definitely needs a good chunk of this jelly blood. That's disgusting. And of course we're gonna need some on the border between the peeling skin and the nose. Honestly, the messier it is, the better it looks. Oh yeah, that's looking kind of wicked. I feel like I have a little too much over here, so I'm gonna pull some off. Good thing it kind of comes off easily. Great. Now I feel like I just need to go back with this shade here and add just a little bit more of that dark wine burgundy fleshy color here, and also seal that with the black. Taking a bit of the vampire blood. This one, as you can see, is a lot more liquidy, so it looks a bit more fresh. You'll need some of that, but just not too much. I'm gonna wet my Q-tip. Only gonna apply that to a few parts here and there. I really just want to add an accent with this blood. Good enough for now. Moving on to this mouthpiece. I'm gonna go back to my tweezers here, and I'm gonna start lifting up this edge and kind of just crumbling it back, making it look like it's coming off and peeling from the skin like that. So now that I have this negative space here around the mouth area, I'm gonna start filling in this area with the same exact colors as all the pop blisters. First the black, then the yellow, then the green, blue, the purple, and the red. I'm gonna use the cream this time, go underneath the skin. Then with a clean brush, I'm gonna go for the yellow. Ooh, this is way too creamy. And I'm gonna use some water activated Halloween paints from this Maroon palette here. I'm gonna pick up some red and work that into the black, going in very closely to the border, kind of like that. I'm gonna wait for that to dry a bit. Then switching to these two brushes, one that's squared and one that's a little bit oval, I am going to be drawing some teeth. If you've never done this before, I highly suggest pulling up some sort of a picture reference. I'm literally looking for a reference right now, but I'm also waiting for my paint to dry, so wow, that's pretty good. Whoever this guy is, he really knows what he's doing. All right, so now I'm going to take a bit of white, also a bit of yellow. I'm going to start drawing teeth. Basically just going to use my own mouth as a reference and continue this line and start drawing these little rectangles that resemble teeth. Right now they're looking very pink because they are getting mixed in with the red that hasn't fully dried, but that's okay. I'll go over it one more time to make it nice and white. Also gonna draw some on my lips and just continue adding white, so these little rectangles actually start resembling teeth. This one's still a pinch too pink, but it's getting there. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and add a pinch of yellow to the white. Next, I'm gonna take a fine little brush, super tiny, and once I am satisfied with the placement of my teeth, I'm gonna start outlining them to actually resemble the shape of teeth. I need my mirror for this. I'm gonna start over here on this side. So I'm just continuing to outline these teeth, making sure that I'm tapering in the roots of the teeth. Just gonna shade it in the center of the mouth. And one more time, perfect the teeth. And now for the fun part, going back with that Q-tip and adding some more of that scab blood. I'm gonna place that right in that wedge. Also gonna use some of the vampire blood to mix in there and kind of help with disguising this mouthpiece. I'm gonna go around the teeth. I'm also gonna stain the teeth and basically just make them less perfect. Last final thing, I feel like I need a bit more of that scab blood right here under the mouth, just to make everything look very cohesive and so that there's no discrepancy between this rotting piece here and this very solid piece here. More scabbing blood around the nose. We want rotten nostrils. Yes, just like that. This is actually a really genius product. It's really easy to use. It goes on pretty naturally and it does a great job of disguising certain makeup imperfections. Now for extra fun, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the liquidy blood on this fan brush and I'm just going to sporadically add that right on top. And I think I am ready for the final cherry on top.
And now here I am. I'm ready. And I am a zombie.
And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, in full glory, with the hair, with the contacts, with the awesome skin. I am feeling this look, you guys, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. I hope you get to try my zombie look. If you try it, remember to tag me on my Instagram, on my Twitter, so that I can see it, so I can like it, so that we can communicate. All right, Walking Dead music. I don't know how to do the zombie thing at all. I never even watched any zombie movies. Rawr! Oh, hair is cute. Okay. I have so many more Halloween videos for you guys, from vampire three-ways to classic witch three-ways to a little something for a mom and daughter featuring my little sister. Go ahead, click it. I'll see you in my next one. Mwah. Mwah.